Have you ever wondered why you do the things you do? Why you react a certain way, have recurring dreams, or feel drawn to certain people? The answer often lies deep beneath the surface of your awareness, in a vast and powerful realm known as the unconscious mind. Think of your mind like an iceberg. The small tip you see above the water is your conscious mind. It's everything you're aware of right now. Your thoughts, feelings, and the decisions you're actively making. It's the part of you that's listening to my voice, processing these words, and forming opinions. When you say, "I want to learn a new skill," or "I feel happy today," that's your conscious mind at work. It's logical, analytical, and it's the seat of your willpower. But beneath the surface, hidden from view, is the massive, submerged part of the iceberg. This is your unconscious mind. It's a vast reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that are outside of our conscious awareness. It holds everything you've ever experienced, every lesson learned, every joy, and every wound, even those you don't remember. This is where your instincts, your intuition, and your deepest beliefs reside. It doesn't operate on logic. It communicates through symbols, emotions, and sensations. The unconscious mind isn't just a storage unit for old memories. It actively influences your conscious thoughts, feelings, and behaviors every single day. That sudden gut feeling you get about a situation, that's your unconscious communicating with you. That strange pattern you keep repeating in your relationships, even though you've sworn you wouldn't. The unconscious is likely the director of that show. It shapes your habits, drives your motivations, and is the source of your creativity. When a brilliant idea seems to pop into your head out of nowhere, it's often the result of unconscious processing that has been happening in the background. So how does this powerful, hidden part of us develop? It begins the moment we are born. As infants, we are almost purely unconscious beings, operating on instinct and feeling. As we grow, our experiences start to shape this inner world. Our relationships with our parents, our childhood environment, societal expectations, and significant emotional events all leave an imprint. Memories that are too painful or overwhelming for the conscious mind to handle are often pushed down or repressed into the unconscious. But they don't disappear. They remain active, influencing our lives in ways we don't understand. For example, a child who felt unheard or dismissed might grow into an adult who has an unexplainable fear of public speaking or who constantly seeks validation from others. They aren't consciously aware of the root cause, but the unconscious memory of being unheard is still running the program. This is why sometimes we have strong, seemingly irrational reactions to certain people or situations. It's not about what's happening in the present moment alone. It's that the current event has triggered a deep, unresolved echo from the past stored in our unconscious. Dreams are one of the most direct and fascinating windows into the unconscious mind. When we sleep, the logical filter of our conscious mind relaxes, allowing the unconscious to speak in its native language of symbols and metaphors. A dream about being chased might not literally be about someone chasing you. It could symbolize a feeling of running away from a problem, an emotion you're avoiding, or a part of yourself you're not ready to face. Paying attention to our dreams, perhaps by keeping a dream journal, can provide invaluable clues about what's happening in our inner world. They reveal our hidden fears, our deepest desires, and the unresolved conflicts that need our attention. Another way the unconscious communicates is through what we call Freudian slips, or slips of the tongue. You know, when you mean to say one thing, but another word slips out. We often laugh them off as simple mistakes, but they can be a momentary leak from the unconscious, revealing a hidden thought or feeling that has bubbled up to the surface. It's a glimpse behind the curtain, showing what's really on your mind. So, if the unconscious is so powerful and influential, how can we work with it? How can we bring its wisdom into our conscious lives? The first step is simply to acknowledge that it exists and to approach it with curiosity and respect, not fear. It's not an enemy to be conquered, but a wise, ancient part of you that wants to be heard. Practices like mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for building a bridge to the unconscious. When you quiet the constant chatter of your conscious mind, you create a space to listen. You start to notice the subtle feelings in your body, the intuitive nudges, the images that float into your awareness. You're not trying to analyze or judge them. You're simply observing. This practice of quiet observation allows the whispers of the unconscious to become clearer. Therapy, particularly depth psychology, is another profound way to explore this inner territory. A skilled therapist acts as a guide, helping you navigate the landscape of your unconscious in a safe and supportive environment. They can help you interpret the symbols in your dreams, understand your repetitive patterns, and connect the dots between your past experiences and your present challenges. This process can help you heal old wounds that have been silently directing your life from the shadows. By bringing them into the light of conscious awareness, you take away their power to control you unconsciously. Engaging in creative activities is also a wonderful way to connect with your unconscious. Painting, writing, dancing, playing music, these activities bypass the logical, verbal part of your brain and allow your deeper self to express itself directly. You don't have to be a great artist. The goal isn't to create a masterpiece, but to allow whatever wants to emerge from within you to come out without judgment. Often, you'll be surprised by what you create and the insights it gives you. Understanding your unconscious mind is not about digging up the past for its own sake. It's about integration. It's about making the unconscious conscious. When you start to understand the why behind your actions and feelings, you gain an incredible amount of freedom. You're no longer a puppet being pulled by invisible strings. You can make conscious choices that are aligned with who you truly are and what you truly want, rather than simply reacting based on old, outdated programming. This journey into the self is one of the most rewarding you can ever take. It leads to greater self-awareness, emotional healing, and a deeper sense of wholeness. You begin to trust your intuition more, you understand your relationships better, and you unlock new levels of creativity and personal power. You learn to befriend all parts of yourself, both the light and the shadow. The unconscious mind is not a dark, scary basement. It is the very foundation of who you are. It is a source of immense wisdom, creativity, and healing potential, just waiting to be explored. The journey begins with a single, simple step: the willingness to listen. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. If you found this insightful, consider subscribing for more journeys into the mind. Be curious, be patient, and be kind to yourself.